Hi, my name is Trudy MacDonald. I'm the Managing Director of TalentCode HR. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to make the rubber hit the road, specifically how to implement your strategic plan. I see so many organizations who put a huge amount of effort into the strategic planning process, but then execution of the strategy, I wouldn't necessarily say fails, but certainly isn't delivered to the extent that it should be. Now, why does that actually happen? It typically happens for two reasons. Number one, businesses don't have the disciplines embedded internally to actually make sure that people are held accountable for implementing strategy. And secondly, they haven't rallied enough people around the purpose and why they're implementing the strategy. And subsequently, execution tends to rely on a handful of people at the top of the organization who are usually the busiest people in the business. So it tends not to happen. With that, I'd like to share with you two key tips to think about when you're looking to implement your strategic plan. The first I refer to is unity. And what this is about is actually unifying all the key players in the business around the strategic plan and what it's actually going to take to make it happen. The questions to ask yourself are, does everybody in the business know what their role is in delivering on the strategic plan? And secondly, do you have the systems and processes in place to make sure that people are having the right conversations throughout the year and the right decisions are being made so that the plan can be implemented? Now, very simply, the best way I find to do this is to make sure that you've got a clearly articulated business plan which drip feeds down from your strategic plan. Off the back of that, creating this model of reoccurring 90-day plans that enable you to take a much broader plan and break it down into bite-sized chunks. Just like the old joke says, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. It's a good analogy to use when you're looking to implement your strategy. So small, bite-sized chunks, 90-day reviews, and bringing their teams together to make sure they're having dialogues so everybody's unified around how they're going to go ahead and deliver on your strategic plan. The second tip is to look really carefully at what your measures of success are. And the key question to ask yourself is, what are we measuring? How do we know if we've executed on our strategic plan? And then finally, how do we communicate success against those measures through to everybody in the business? Now, often KPIs or measures of success, they're actually used as a bit of a carrot or a stick, and people can view them as quite confronting. If you can create a model whereby achievement against KPIs is really viewed as a way of presenting and communicating data so that you and your teams are empowered to make informed decisions and to adapt throughout the year, it can become a really key source of motivation. Which brings me to the third point. One of the key drivers of engagement and subsequently discretionary effort in organizations is people having a sense of purpose with what they're doing every day. The more you can involve people from throughout your broader team and the organization in delivering on the projects that will help you achieve your strategic plan, the greater sense of purpose you're going to give them, because they're going to feel empowered and they'll feel as though they're working towards something much bigger than their day-to-day role. I hope those tips were useful. If you'd like a hand looking at how to implement your strategy and getting both the disciplines in place as well as how to engage your team, feel free to reach out. We'd love to have a chat with you.